There's really four areas that have done quite well for us. Just north of the premier mine called the Sabakwa area, we drilled into a geophysics target and hit 7 meters of 38 grams a ton and drilled a number of additional holes, and that seems to be a whole new structure for us. To the west of the premier mine, Premier West is also an area that's done quite well. And then to the west of the big Missouri mine, we drilled into an area called the Day Zone and seemed to have got a new discovery there. So we know this area is very mineralized, and that's why so many companies are there.
Thank you to those tuning into the Assay TV, where today I'm delighted to be joined by Derek White, the President and CEO of Ascot Resources. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Katie, for having me.
So just for those viewers who aren't as familiar, can you give us a little recap of Ascot, please?
Sure. Ascot is likely Canada's next gold producer. We're about 5 months away from starting our first gold pour. We're located in northwestern British Columbia near the Alaska border. And this is a historic mine that was one of the largest mines in the British Empire for a long period of time, and we're basically restarting it.
Excellent. Ascot has one of only 3 mills in Canada's M&A hotspot, British Columbia's Golden Triangle. Tell us a bit more about that and what it's like to operate in British Columbia.
Yeah, it's a little bit like Switzerland. It's mountains and glaciers, and the infrastructure is really, really expensive. And for Ascot, really, it's a great advantage to have a mill and infrastructure, the power and everything around that. Newmont is about to take over Newcrest from Australia, and they own the other 2 mills. There's about 80 companies working in the Golden Triangle area, but most of them won't have the capital to build a mill. So Ascot hopes to take advantage, especially in the Golden Triangle, of the mill infrastructure that we have.
Excellent. In terms of drilling, what are some of the drill plans so far? What's happening there?
We had about 1 million meters of historical drilling, and we inherited some of that when we took over the mine, and we've been continuing to drill. We have 4 mines that will kind of feed a local mill, and we've been continuing with the drilling. We've done quite well with we've released quite a good number of results to expand the resources and reserves that we have in the mine plan.
And you've made a number of new discoveries, particularly close to the Premier Mill. What are some of those discoveries?
So there's really 4 areas that have done quite well for us. Just north of the Premier mine called the Sabakwa area, we drilled into a geophysics target and hit 7 meters of 38 grams a ton and drilled a number of additional holes, and that seems to be a whole new structure for us. To the west of the Premier mine, Premier West is also an area that's done quite well. And then to the west of the big Missouri mine, we drilled into an area called the Day Zone and seemed to have got a new discovery there. So we know this area is very mineralized, and that's why so many companies are there, and we're just starting to take advantage of that now.
Excellent. In terms of significant development and construction progress, where is the company there?
So the mill is basically mechanically and electrically complete, and the last things to do are finish the piping on that. The tailings dam, which has been the really difficult thing for us, we're refurbishing a tailings dam, and roughly speaking, end of November, early December, we expect to finish that. The substation to collect the power is already complete. The water treatment plant is complete. And one of the underground mines is mining now, and there's a development to end about the end of February for the Premier Northern Lights portal, which would give us a pretty good position at the end of March when we start the mine up.
Okay, and to round things up for our investors, what milestones would you suggest they look out for, the significant ones in the coming months?
Yeah, I mean, I think the really big ones for us are, first of all, getting to that first gold pour. So it always takes time. I mean, I think it's good to watch where we're going. Obviously, the market's been pretty difficult for companies, especially junior gold companies. And so the price is pretty attractive right now. But typically companies, when they move from the risk profile of being a developer to an actual producer that creates their own cash flow, that's usually quite an uplift. So the timing of getting to first production over the next 5 months is really the big milestone. And then after that, how the mine ramps up and the continual exploration success are probably the key things for investors.
Well, certainly sounds like a big few months coming up for Ascot, and thank you so much for spending some time with us today. I hope you enjoy the event.
Yeah, thank you very much.